Alright, so jumping straight into it. I've been using this custom Android TV 11 build we set up in one of my videos for a few days now, and I started wondering what else can we actually do with it besides just streaming content. So in today's video we're tackling two quick questions. Can we change the default home launcher, and can this thing actually game? Let's find out. First things first, I went ahead and grabbed the same ISO we used in part 1 and followed the full instructions process from part 2. Nothing new here, same method, same hardware. Android TV 11 installed directly to the SSD, just like before. Quick note before we go any further, this isn't my build and I didn't create it, and no one paid me to make this video about it. I'm just lucky enough to test it out and see what it can really do. Full credit goes to the developer behind this project. You'll find a link to their YouTube channel and the official Telegram group down in the description, just like in the previous videos. Definitely check them out. They don't bite and they are very helpful if you have any questions. And hey, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments if you tried this build or plan to give it a shot. I always read through your feedback and helps the channel grow. Just as a quick reminder, this Android TV setup is running on an old Lenovo M910Q Tiny. It's powered by Intel Core i5-7500T, 16 gigs of RAM and 120 gigs of SSD. And to help with answer today's big question, I'll be using an EasySMX wireless controller for testing, and of course our trusty mini wireless keyboard for navigation. Okay, let's jump straight into the Play Store. We're going to search for an app called Downloader. If you sideloaded anything on Android before, you probably know this one. A quick search, install, and we're ready for the next step. Now, once you're inside the Downloader app, just type this code 250931. That will take you to the page where we'll grab two essential apps. First app, scroll down and find Project Ivy Launcher. Click download, then approve the permission for installing unknown apps. Click install, and once it's done, hit done and delete the file. No need to keep it. Now go back to the same page, scroll until you find Aptoide TV and repeat the process. Download, install, delete. It's done. It should be easy. I went ahead and made a few quick tweaks to clean up the look of Project Ivy. I enabled the accessibility service to give it a smoother experience, and honestly it looks a lot better now. But here's the issue. When I press the home button on my wireless keyboard, it still kicks me back to the original launcher. So to answer our first question, can we change the default launcher? Not really, at least not in this build. I even tried to enable developer option to force the change, but it just wouldn't let me in. So for now, it looks like Project Ivy works, but it's more of a temporary overlay than a full replacement. Now, if you still want a quicker access to Project Ivy, here's a simple workaround. Just reorder your apps in the default launcher and move Project Ivy right to the front. It's not a perfect solution, but it gives you that custom look right when you boot in. Next on the list, we're installing Moonlight. Moonlight is a powerful game streaming client that lets you stream games directly from your main PC. In my setup, I'm pairing it with Apollo, on open source app based on Sunshine. Sunshine, or in this case Apollo, turns your PC into a game streaming server. You can install Moonlight on just about anything, your Android device, your iPhone, a Chromebook, but for this project we're using the Lenovo M910Q to test the experience. Once you open Moonlight up, you'll want to tweak a few settings to get the best experience. First, head into the settings menu, set the video resolution to 1080p. This gives you the full HD quality without overlaying your network. Next, change the frame rate to 60 FPS for that smooth gameplay feel. And finally, bump that video bitrate up to 30 megabits. This ensures the stream looks sharp and responsive. And that's all we need for now, just a few tweaks to help everything run butterly smooth. Now, before we jump into gaming, let's talk controllers. For this test, I'm using the EasySMX wireless controller. It's a budget friendly and works surprisingly well for a setup like this. Setup is simple, just plug in the 2.4 GHz USB receiver and give it a second to sync. Meaning you don't need any extra drivers, no configuration, it's pretty much plug and play. Now, to be honest, I haven't tested the Bluetooth connection just yet, but in theory it should pair without issues, assuming the Android build supports it. And while you're not getting the same tight response as a high-end controller, for casual gaming or emulation, it does the job just fine. We'll test it out shortly in Moonlight, but first let's wrap up this setup and get the fun part soon. Okay, now let's get into the actual gaming part. To stream games, we need to pair our Lenovo Tiny PC with the host gaming PC, the one running Apollo. Just open up Moonlight and it should automatically detect your PC on the network. Click on it and you'll see a pin code pop up on the screen. Now at this point, you need to head over to your gaming PC and enter that pin inside the Apollo app when prompted. That establishes the secure connection between both devices. Once you've done that, you should see something like this, and at this point you're good to go. I'll be doing a dedicated video soon showing how to fully set up Apollo from scratch, so stay tuned for that if you need help getting the host side working. Alright, now that we are inside Moonlight, let's fire up Steam. Once launched, it should automatically boot into the Steam Big Picture mode, which give us more controller friendly experience. And just a quick heads up, make sure to disconnect your mini wireless keyboard at this point. I run into a small issue where having both the keyboard and the controller connected at the same time caused some input conflicts. So just keep the controller plugged in and you should be good to go at this point. Alright, let's jump into our first test, Gori Cuddly Carnage. It's a fast-paced, chaotic, and honestly hilarious little game where you play as a murderous cat on a hoverboard. Yeah, it's as fun as it sounds. The game launched without issues, controllers are responsive, and the graphics look surprisingly good for a system like this. All thanks to Moonlight's solid streaming performance. There's a tiny bit of input delay depending on your network, but overall, it's super playable. I mean, it's not bad for an old Lenovo Tiny PC running Android TV. Next up, let's try something a bit more different, Red Dead Redemption. And yep, launch with no issue at all. Moonlight handled it surprisingly well, and the visuals look great even when streamed. You do have to keep in mind you're not running the game on the Android TV box itself, it's all being streamed from your main gaming PC. But the fact that this little Lenovo M910 can handle the decoding input and keep up with such a heavy game, that's seriously impressive. Smooth controls, no major lag, and overall a very playable experience. Alright, unfortunately I did not get around to testing the real good stuff. Yeah, I'm talking about retro games, but I'll leave that one for you. Give it a shot and let me know down in the comments if it worked for you or if you managed to get it running just right. But overall, this little Android setup can game, and for fun project like this, it absolutely delivers. So go mess around with it, customize it, and enjoy what you build. And of course, if you found this helpful or just enjoy the ride, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching.